out and some toys. Welcome to my homeschool Q&A. I did film it. Car singing. I'm a cool car. I did film it a couple of weeks ago, and I was on my own. Kids were in bed or busy or what have you. And I did really long answers, and then about 20-minute video it was, and then I realised I forgot to turn the camera on. And it's been a few weeks since then, and I've only just had a chance to do it. I asked on my Facebook blog, Home Education the Mad Lads, for questions a few months ago, and a lot of people inboxed me, but a lot of the questions were like the same sort of question. So I've just, all those questions, I've just narrowed it down to 4 different ones. But as ever, I have children, so I can't sit talking forever, so I'm going to do short answers. But if you want more in-depth answers, I rant a lot about homeschool on my Facebook blog, Home Education the Mad Lads, and I've got a book out on Amazon called Home Education the Mad Lads, and that just goes into detail why we homeschool and how we find homeschool and the reasons behind and all that. But so, did you always know you'd homeschool? No, we didn't. I have met a few people who knew they were going to homeschool even before they even got pregnant, and I do admire that they just knew what was right for them, what was going to do. We kind of fell into it. Me and my husband both went to school. We both went to the same secondary school, but not at the same time, because my husband's older than me. But for science, I used to sit in Mrs. Johnson's class with a great big black mark on the ceiling above me, and it turns out 9 years before, the husband had done something really dangerous with a Bunsen burner, and that's what that black mark was. So not only does it show how often my school redecorated, it shows that I think it was meant to be. When you sit under somebody's black mark for 3 years, I think it was meant to be together. Anyway, our oldest child, whose nickname is Pudge, we sent, and I never felt right about it, but everybody kept saying this is what you have to do, it's what everybody was doing. So just after he turned 3, we sent him to nursery, and he never settled, and he was just upset every single day, and I kept trying, and he was upset and I was upset, and his little brother Bean was upset because he missed him. So I thought, well, he's free, we'll take him out and we'll try again when he's a bit older. So when he was a bit older, we sent him to another nursery. We tried to kill him on the 2nd week. He's allergic to mushrooms. They gave him mushrooms. Nobody apologised. He was extremely cavalier about it. And again, he wouldn't settle again. So took him out of there. And then we tried a really good nursery when he was 4. And he still wouldn't settle, and it got to a point where he was just clinging on to the headmistress, and the headmistress said it was that mother replacement because he couldn't have me, he was clinging on to her. And I remember picking him up once, and he wasn't even playing with the other kids, he was just sat. And he was a very sociable child, he was all going to play groups and things, but at nursery he wasn't playing with other people, he was just sat in her office with one pot of Play-Doh on the floor because he wouldn't leave her. And I was thinking, what's good that if he wants a mother, why can't he just have his mother? So, but by then I'd started looking into home education and things, so we just took him out, and I don't want that to sound casual, like, oh, we just took him out. I agonised over it. I agonised and agonised and agonised, and I researched homeschooling, and it was a big, and it wasn't when I just took the plunge and did it that everything was fine. It was all the agonising leading up to it that was. Hey, darling. So yeah, we didn't always know, it just happened. Can only rich people homeschool? We ain't rich, we live on a council estate. My husband works in a factory. We've got everything we need, don't get me wrong, but we have to budget. We won't be going on foreign holidays or having 2 cars and all the rest of it, which is fine. I mean, I think that's how people grow up, knowing how to budget and how to make do amend and how to cope and things. I don't think it's a bad thing. My kids don't go with that, but like I say, we're not extravagant because I can't work all the time because we homeschool, and I would rather have that time with my children than the extra money. But I'll tell you a story. I could go on this subject, like I say, so check my blog and my book out, but somebody I know, their kids at school, and they've only been back like 2.5 weeks since the school holidays, and she bought the whole uniform, the whole setup, over £100 for this school uniform. Now, school jumpers go missing all the time. Everybody I know who's got kids in school says school jumpers go missing all the time, and they're constantly having to replace them. But this was like the second day, and the kid's brand new school jumper had been lost. And then the following day, the day after, his jumper got lost again. So that's 2 school jumpers gone. And then his coat was stolen. So she replaced his coat and went to pick him up. And it was in the middle of the playground covered in paint, so she had to replace his coat again. Hang on a minute, I'm not having to replace school uniform all the time. So that's why I'm saving money. What the? I'm back, and it's a great deal later. Children. What was I saying? Anyway, I actually think, I mean, you've got a budget, you've got to be careful with your money, you've got to be creative. But I actually think it's cheaper in a lot of ways to homeschool than send them to school, because school uniform, school dinners, school bus fare, school trips. Yes, if they're homeschooled, you've still got to pay for clothes, food, travel, trips out, but you can choose your own options. You've got more options, and you've got more chance to do it how you want to do it and how it suits you and your budget. So I actually think it's cheaper to homeschool. But anyway, next question. You don't have to be rich to homeschool. What about socialisation? Everybody asks this. This question, I don't like answering it because you get it asked all the time. And it's hard with vlogging on YouTube, because obviously you can't film all the people's kids, so I can't show you all the things that my kids do with other kids, because they do a lot with other kids. But on my Facebook blog I can write about it. They right. In my book I do like a good 2 chapters on this, or a good big chapter on this, because it is a big subject that I'm not going to get into deep here. But let me just say, sitting in a classroom all day every day with 30 people born within the same 12-month space as you, where you're not allowed to talk and you're separated from your friends, is not socialisation. And forced association is not socialisation either. I'm gonna do a separate video on this, because like I say, you can go a lot deeper into this, but my kids see people of all ages and all backgrounds all the time, and they can decide yes, they can decide who they want to bother with and who they don't want to bother with, i.e. bullies, things like that. That is real socialisation. Helping out. Hello. She's laying on bed. Helping out at school as a village fete and things like that is real socialisation. Not being stuck in a room looking at a blackboard. Shh, don't talk. We're not here to socialise. But I actually think I could sit with somebody and say, my kids play out with their friends on the street. They see people of different ages, different backgrounds. They are friends' children. They go on homeschool meetups as well. They also go to Sunday school, Lego club, Beavers, youth club, boxing, Messy church, lots of different clubs. I could give you a great big long list of all the different clubs they go to, all the different children they see, and people still go, yeah, but what about socialisation? So I think what people actually mean when they say what about socialisation is not what about socialisation. They mean what about being like everybody else. And that's kind of the point of homeschooling, that they can go their own way and they don't have to be like everybody else. But like I said, I'll probably do another video on that. Oh darling, one more question then we're done, aren't we? Yes. So I've been wanting to. How can you homeschool with younger siblings? Well, at the moment I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Oh, baby, a 1-year-old that's tired. So I've got younger children. I found that, say I'm doing something with a 7-year-old, the 6-year-old will play with... I'm going to finish this later. Let me finish this later. Do you need that? You absolutely need my attention. Hello! As you can see, it's a completely different day. What question was I on? How to homeschool younger siblings. I don't think juggling different age ranges and different needs is a homeschool thing. I think it's just a parenting thing. I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And at the moment, if I'm doing one-to-one work with the 7-year-old or the 6-year-old, the 7-year-old or the 6-year-old that's not having one-to-one work will play with the 2 babies. Or if you just play with the toddler first hand, like just invest some one-on-one time with him and play with him, his little cup's full, and then he's quite happy to just potter around while you do this homeschool work. Yeah, the baby decides to play with the noisiest toy while I'm doing this. I hope you can hear me. Or if you've got a newborn baby or a little baby, baby wear, because then they feel close to you still, but you've still got your arms free for doing things. Because my children are 7 and 6, homeschool time doesn't, like sit down stuff doesn't take up that much of the day. But I've noticed now my oldest is nearly 8, he can be trusted to go off and do a task and then come back. Like I'll give him some sums to do and he'll go off and try and do them and come back. So that frees me up a bit more as well for juggling the other kids. Yeah. But my advice would be, if it's just not happening, if the baby and the toddler are just not playing ball and it's just not happening, just leave it. Do it later. And I know that might sound a bit, oh, we're not that bothered, but honestly, you've got all day, you're homeschooling, you're on your own schedule. You don't have to do it set 9 till 3 like a normal school. You can do it whenever. I mean, the other day I was peeling potatoes and my oldest son was reading me a learner book, and had the baby in the sling, by the way. So yeah, it's just juggle it, but don't let it stress you out. Don't think we have to do this now. Oh my God, why isn't this working? I can't manage. You can manage. Just do it when you can do it. And remember that being around younger siblings teaches your older ones patience and being kind and looking after little ones as well, which is also good for them. But as you can see, it's took me like 2 days to do 4 questions on a video, so yeah, sometimes I have to juggle things and rearrange them, what have you. Anyway, I hope that's answered some of your questions. I'm gonna go now. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. My Facebook page blog is called Home Educating the Mad Lads, and my book Home Educating the Mad Lads is available on Amazon. Thank you, bye.